All right, what's going on? This is Independent Freedom Podcast, and pretty much we just talk about people doing things outside the box. We talk about financial freedom. We talk about, you know, being creative with your career and different outlooks that you know you may not be used to. Yeah, and I'm just here with my guy Ray, and he's going to talk about something that he's really, really passionate about with me a little bit, with trading Forex. Um, yeah, right. Just introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah, my name's Ray Alexander. I've been trading for about 3 years now. I'm going on 3 years. It'll be 3 years in like October, so about another month or so. And I'm predominantly a swing trader to be, technical, but I've been through all sorts, intraday, scalping, and I just really think swing trading was really the one to bring it home for me. A
Quick,
lot of results.
quick question. I just wanted to just start what made you start trading Forex?
Well, I've always wanted to be a trader. Like even when I was a kid, I always thought like trading and real estate would be like my two lanes to go down. Real estate was a little bit harder to get into, kind of like after college or while I was in college. And right before I graduated, like a year before I graduated, I started to look online to see, who's really out here making money with during trading. And I got in contact with this guy. He was up at like 2 in the morning, like trading. And I inboxed him right there on the spot, and I said, yo, are you really up trading right now? And he goes, yeah. So it kind of started from there. We were inboxing back and forth for like a month, and then I decided to go see him, which he came to be my mentor.
So
And
not. I was just curious about that. We'll go back to that, but I'm kind of curious. You were talking about you always wanted to be get into trading or real estate. How'd you find out about trading? Because not everyone knows about that. Because
right.
a lot of people, it's just they might hear stocks, buying and holding, but no one hears
Right.
trading. So how'd you hear about that? How'd you get exposed
Um,
to it?
yeah, I mean, I guess it was kind of one of those things where it's like you seek, you shall find. Because
Mm,
I was looking for, I had already knew about the stock market, but then when I seen that form of trade on Instagram, I'd never seen it in that fashion and that quick. You know what I mean? So the way he was making money was really quick. And I said, like, you really up at 2 in the morning making money? And he said, yeah. And it really just went from there. I was just interested from there because I thought the stock market was the only way as well. So when I seen something different, I was immediately hooked because I wanted to go in trading as well. And there was somebody right there that was already doing it. He was already making money. So,
how old were you at that time?
I was like 24, 25, probably, somewhere like that.
When you got exposed to it?
Yeah. Nah, when I got exposed to it, I was like probably 23. Yeah, something like that. 22, 23. I was just graduating college.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, because okay, and then yeah, go back to when you were talking about so when you were trading, did you just start and start learning by yourself, or did you just you said find a mentor?
Yeah. I think finding a mentor is probably one of the biggest things. When I first started out, I didn't know, left from right. So I just seen a guy online trading, and the first time I seen it, it was binary options.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't Forex, but it was like quick trading. It was like 25-second trading. Like it was, really, really quick. So during that time, I tried this guy out and I lost money like quick. I
Okay.
started an account with like $500, lost it within 3 weeks, so it was a rude awakening. Yeah.
Okay, so when you you realized okay that wasn't a good fit for you, did you continue just learning by yourself, or what'd you do?
Yeah. So I continued to just seek out the knowledge. I actually came across a guy named Anton Creel. Not sure if many people know who that is, but he's probably one of my biggest mentors to date. He's more so a professional trader,
Well, that
and
was when he worked in Goldman Sachs, right?
exactly, yeah,
Okay.
junior trader, retired at the age of 28. So that's like when I was just graduating college, and he came out with a video called 10 Secrets to Financial Success.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a good perspective on how the world works, it applies so much to trading. You know, the way he breaks it down in the video.
Oh, you got the video.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah, I
Oh,
watched it like a million times.
okay. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, it's like one of my favorite videos. It always brings me back center, to make me realize, while I'm in the game, and it's really for that long term perspective, and it's not the day to day, trading, and things like that. Because when I'm, having a bad month or something like that, I've always go back to that to reestablish myself to make me understand and not forget while I'm in it for the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Okay. So like, how'd you? But after like, so I know like that kind of like expanded your mind when it came to trading. But like,
Right.
how were you doing uh prior to having a mentor? Like, how were you doing trading?
Um, I wasn't really like until I met my mentor who is now Edgar. I wasn't into forex. Like I said, I was just doing a binary options, and then once I seen Edgar, that's kind of when I started forex, like from right then and there. And then what happened there was, I took his mentorship. It was pretty good. It was like in person, 3 day course. It was good. But along the way, like maybe 6 months later, 6 7 months later, it's like I kind of just developed like this drive. Like I really wanted more interaction. I wanted more teaching. So I said, you know what? I started putting in mad hours on the chart just by
Mm,
myself. And I noticed like I stopped doing a lot of other things, stopped going out. I stopped, talking to certain people. It was just like a complete change because when I was down there with the one-on-one session, he showed me like a withdrawal of like 3 grand. And really from there, it caught my eye, and I was like, okay, I don't need to look at anything else. So, um, yeah, go ahead.
no. So like, it's like when you had that one on one, it was 3 day session, right?
Right.
And it was like it was in Florida, you said.
Yeah.
So like when you went to Florida, because some people like they get worried and thinking, oh, it's a scam, and like what you do,
Yeah.
you went there and you like
Yeah.
you saw it and you were like there and you like, whoa, like yo, they're making money.
Yeah. Cause he was craziest thing how everything like connects, but crazy enough, this was not sure if many people know that listen to the podcast, but Q Banks on Instagram, he's probably one of the best traders out there, forex traders. He's been trading for probably like 7 years now. He's really good. But my mentor was actually Q's first student.
Mm,
And I learned a lot from my mentor because he got a lot from Q, and it was just crazy how early that I was into the game and how well connected I was. Me not even knowing though, but me going out there to take a shot to go see this guy in Florida. That's how it came about. So I've never met Q personally like one on one, but Edgar tells me like all the time like he still gains a lot from Q, even though they don't talk as much, because they both have their own trading programs. So, but they still stay in contact and things like that. But the main thing that he said that he got from Q was confidence. Confidence to just keep going. Confidence to, change up your trading plan. Sometimes it doesn't work. But always just to be refining your trading plan and just continue on. You know what I'm saying?
okay. And so like, and this guy, he was like a young guy too.
Yeah, he's fairly young. I think he's like 24, 25 now.
Yeah. So and then it was just like, he invested in himself with going taking that course, and he
Yeah,
learned a lot, and then he was able to teach you. So
yeah,
that's pretty dope. And then like, but like by being there around him, you saw the level of professionalism that he had in those 3 days that kind of changed your outlook, right?
yeah, 100%.
Mm,
100%. He had, plenty notebooks. This guy had whiteboards. This is the first time I was like in a quote unquote like a professional setting with trading.
mm-hmm.
He really brought it full circle. He had all the tools, everything matched up. You know what I'm saying? All his content was just, it made sense. You know what I'm saying? Everything made sense. He made it super crystal clear. Um, and he just knew what he was doing. You know what I mean? I knew this was the right fit. And still to this day, we still talk, you know. And I go to see him like in Florida at least once or twice a year, every single year, just to show appreciation. You know what I'm saying? Without him, I probably wouldn't even be in the game,
Wow.
or you know, I don't know where I would be. You know, so that's really where I credit a lot of my success. That foundation. You know what I'm saying?
So it's like it really changed your life, really, you're saying?
Dude, 100%, 100%. Because when I seen that withdrawal, I didn't need to see nothing else. I need to hear anything else from anybody else. I seen it right there firsthand, and like with me, if I see something like that, like I'm gonna just continue on until I get it. You know, I know it's real. I've seen the withdrawals and things like this. All I need to do is put in the work, and it's just like years later. Now here I am. Now I have my own course. Now I'm teaching students. You know, so it's crazy how everything can change in a matter of one conversation. You know, because that's really what it was.
No, that's pretty epic though. Like, cause it's like, so like you were like at this level, like even like with your discipline in learning before, you were like, okay, I'm over here, but then you see another level as you like come and like talk to him, and then you like yo, I got to take this to another level. Like it's
Yeah.
kind of like where it's just like okay, you know, kind of like Goku had to ascend to become a Super Saiyan and all that stuff.
Right.
So
Yeah. Exactly.
that's pretty dope though. Like okay, yeah, I like hearing that stuff. So like, what do you think you did different after your experience with him?
I mean, I just took matters into my own hands. To be honest, I kind of developed my own trading plan, my own trading style, and I think that's one of the main things that all traders should do
Mm-hmm.
is that because every trader is different. You know, I really just I don't know, man. It's kind of like I think about all the time. It's like one of those things where it's like, how bad do you want it? You know, some people talk about it, some people wish it or whatever, but you really got to put the work in. And Forex is really the only game where you can see yourself grow internally and externally at the same time. You know, if you really pay attention to the game, it really teaches you, patience, and then it teaches you stuff outside of trading, just about how to carry yourself and, how to make certain decisions, because that's really all Forex is about is decision making and risk management.
Mm-hmm.
And once you learn about that at a higher level, it seeps into like other areas in your life, and then you start getting good at other things. And it's just like you look up and it's like, dang, like this applies to trading a lot. And it's just like you wouldn't have known that if you wouldn't have been in trading. But it's like the two just go like hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? So another one of the quotes that my mentor Anton says is like your trading life often mirrors your real life. So if you're like scattered in real life, your trading tends to be the same way, like what do you call it? Like high frequency trading. You're trading every opportunity that you see, whatever's on the chart you're going with. You're not really taking the time to analyze. So, like I say, you always need to have that psychology factor within trading. It's not just numbers on the screen. It's just like two different sides. So many categories within forex. Is not just one kill shot. It's you got to learn how to analyze. You got to learn about structure, trade management. It's a number of things. So you really got to bring it full circle. You really can't half-ass it
Mm-hmm.
because your results are going to be half-assed. You know.
So like, I was curious, like, what do you think was like what made your mentor, the one that you came in Florida to see, what made it so much different than anything else? Like, was he doing something different? Like you like, whoa, like what made him different?
Because he came in, his approach to forex was psychology based.
Mm-hmm.
That's what really like caught my attention. He's just like take your focus off the charts for a second and focus on what the market is trying to do, not what you want the market to do, and figure out like your emotions and stuff when you're going into the market. How are your emotions when you put on a trade? How are your emotions before you go into the trade?
Mm-hmm.
When you lose a trade, how do you feel? So mostly it was all like off chart type of deal,
Okay.
and that was different. It was different than anything I had seen, because everything else is like selling signals or this and that. It was completely different. It was all about psychology, and it still is still to this day. He's more so psychology based than rather on the charts. The charts just like help him. You know.
Yeah, I definitely noticed you do. You have mentioned a lot about like psychology, so I know that's pretty huge. Um, what I was wondering though, that you had mentioned after you were talking about him, like
Mm-hmm.
you had said something that was like really critical um in your education, like you guys had different styles. So like, can you like elaborate, like, okay, your style probably at first mirrored him and then
Right.
it started changing, like what happened?
Okay. So, like I say, it was sort of like mirroring him and his trading style, which was predominantly like lower time frame trading. So like, M30, M15, H1, things like that. And my results were like spotty. Not to say like his strategy didn't work, but it was just like it wasn't working as much for me as it was for him. You know, at the time he was already full time, so he had time in the day to actually be on the
Ah.
charts like that. I didn't. I was still working 9 to 5,
Mm-hmm.
so I had to figure out what could work for me, and I like took like I think like a month off of trading, and then I was just studying the whole time, and I came across swing trading, and I was just like, I was seeing like screenshots of this guy. His name's BDFX on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Also one of my other mentors. That was the first time I had came across swinging, and he was swinging for like 200-300 pips per trade, and I was just like, I was barely getting 50 pips a week, So it was a complete life change again. It was a huge level up. And when I seen that, it took me like 3 to 4 months to get that down solid, the swing trading. And when I got it, it's just like my trading ascended. Like, I mean, it's hard to put in words because like the results are shocking. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Going from 50 pips a week to, damn near 500 pips in one trade. I've had trades go 1,000 pips, you know, but I wouldn't have been able to do that if I'd have never came across swinging. So you got to have like the patience to let the trade sit, let the trade go into profit. You got to have the discipline not to cut your trade. It takes a while because you have to sit in the trade while it's pulling back as well. Because a lot of traders, they don't like no pullback. They'll cut the trade immediately, you know. But with swing trading, you have to learn to let your profits run, let the trade come back, and then it's gonna go back into profit again. So you have to learn that the market moves in cycles. And if you know that, you can understand and allow the trade to just run, while you're taking profit out of the trade, or while you're adjusting what do you call adjusting your stop loss within the trade.
Okay, so like what type of trader would you say you are? Would you say you're like a technical trader or a fundamental trader?
More so technical, but I do keep fundamentals by my side. I do look at the fundamentals daily, but it's not like I'm 100% sold on the fundamentals. I really think price action is the king. Once you follow price action, the fundamentals really push the markets to certain levels. I would just say, and they would use it as manipulation.
Could you explain like the difference between the technical and fundamentals? Like what is fundamentals? Uh,
Yeah.
your point of view. That's what I mean.
Okay. Yeah. So technical is more so like on the charts, trend lines, support resistance, this and that, price action.
Mm-hmm.
Fundamentals is news. So implementing news with price action, it can be very challenging, at first, but once you understand how to use it, like I say, the fundamentals usually push price to certain levels. So if you know that, let's just say for an example, every month we have what's called NFP, and it's the first Friday of each month. Okay. So with that, it's a huge fundamental play. So during the week, the markets may move very, very slow until that Friday. Okay. So if you know the market, you should be anticipating a late move during the week because we have, non-farm payroll. So majority of the time, I would stay out the market because, like I say, manipulation. Other times, some traders, they don't care. They'll jump into the market, get whipsawed out. You know what I mean? So you need to really understand both sides of the fence, to really make a complete trade idea, I think. But like I
Like
say,
what drew you to like the technicals? So just curious.
the technicals is that's really where everything is at. Like I say, the fundamentals really follow price action. Um, Having a clean chart will give you the best outlook for technicals. So you don't really need to have too much on your chart. You don't need to have 100 indicators. You know what I mean? There's so many ways to trade, but I think the best approach is really a clean chart, trading the higher time frames and swinging. It's less stress, less work. It can get boring sometimes. You can go 2-3 days without a trade. It's all about how much can you be patient, or how long can you be patient enough for your next opportunity to come around.
I see. Yeah. So like you're like, I know you said something price action. So you're like really like following like the price movements.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Following price is very, very key. Like I said, I don't really use indicators, so I what do you call it? I rely on price action. At certain key levels. Um, my bad. Certain key levels and pretty much important candlesticks. Because that's really what it's about.
Okay. So like what do you mean by like key levels?
Key levels are, I say, institutional levels. So bank levels. These are levels where the banks like to trade from. So when you see like huge impulses in the market from a certain area, or if you see a certain area being respected for a long period of time, especially on a higher time frames, your daily, your weekly, and then you see a huge move from that, that's the institutional move. Okay, so that's why I trade key levels. It doesn't work 100% of the time, but it does work the majority of the time, and we most likely will have a huge reaction off that level. And you can see that forming out multiple times in the market. And if you can kind of pick up on that trend, you can really get some monster trades. Like I said, I'd be swinging for 200-300 pips a trade. That comes from the higher time frames, and being able to hold that. The confidence just comes from understanding the higher time frames, understanding where the market could potentially get to, and then, like I say, you're using that price action along with those levels to pretty much make everything come back full circle.
Okay. One question I had, are you affiliated with any network marketing teams like IML?
No, no, not at all. I
Have you
wanted to
heard
make
of
my,
them?
yeah, I've heard of them. I have uh, a couple of friends that are in it, uh, and they are fairly new to trading. Like they wasn't in trading as long as I've been in trading. So um, I don't know. I've heard good things about it. I heard bad things about it, but that's any company. I just think if the knowledge is there, it's there. But there's a lot of like false narratives coming from that company. But I really don't mess about in that. I just keep my eyes on my own paper. But it could be a good company. It's just how you see it. You know what I mean? I'm just thankful that I don't need a company to help me trade, because I put the work in myself, you know, and it took years and years and years to come about. But I'm really, really close to being full time based off my own personal growth.
Mm.
I think that's the biggest thing. I've seen myself through the ups, through the downs, and it's just, I'm enjoying the process. That's all I can say. You know.
Yeah, like, cause I know like there are some people who like, I don't know, like, I mean, they sometimes they come in my inbox. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, or like tell me like, hey, if you want to like, do forex, uh, join this team for like $235.
Yeah.
And then there's this misconception that it takes $235 to be a part of the forex, and you have to be in this group to be a part of forex.
Yeah.
Could you
Um,
elaborate on that?
well, like I say, I've been in the industry for about 3 years now, going on 3 years, and I know most of the top guys in the industry. They know the inner workings of IML. I'll just say that it's really not trading per se, more so on the recruiting side. And I just think, if you're recruiting, then recruit. If you're trading, then trade. It's just, I don't think this is the company that should be mixing that, but like I said, it could be a good opportunity for certain people. But is, people say most of the instructors there, they really don't teach the people as much as they should. They're focused more so on recruiting. And I just think, if you focus on the charts, if you just spend time with the charts, you really don't need to be, you know, within the company recruiting. You know what I'm saying? All your time should be on the charts. You don't need to, recruit to learn how to trade. That's the bottom line.
Let's see. What I would say is, like, I won't say anything bad about, I guess, like a team like IML, because it exposes people to, like, hey, trading.
Right.
And then there are some people who do learn certain things, but like the idea or the concept that, hey, like, this is the only way is a very false narrative. Or
Yeah.
like, like all these people are just like killing it. That's a false narrative. I'm not saying that there aren't people who are killing it, because there are people.
Yeah.
um I would also say that, um like you said, like you're learning, like you don't, there's so many resources.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in anything, you don't have to go through this person. Even like with you didn't have to necessarily go through your mentor to
Right.
learn, but that did help you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I would say on that for sure.
Yeah.
So like, how did you get into like teaching others?
Um, I don't. You know what? I just, like I say, like after a while with my mentor, I just feel like I could do it myself. I had a really good streak of trades, and people from the group continue to hit me up. Like, what are you doing different? Like, why are you winning all these trades? I start posting in the group trade, 100 pip trades, 200 pip trades. People wasn't even responding to me for a while because they didn't understand it. Because everybody else was making, 30 pips a trade, 40 pips a trade, this and that. I was the first person to bring like swing into the group, so it was a new experience for everybody. And certain people started hitting me up, and I'm like, dang, like, well, if this many people are hitting me up about it, I'm doing pretty well. Maybe I should open up my own, you know what I mean? So I had a meeting with my mentor, and I was just like, yo, what do you think about me starting my own company? And he's like, bro, go for it. I think you should. He's like, a lot of people look up to you in the group chat. I've seen your results. I think you're good enough to do it. And, it kind of went from there. I started brainstorming on the company name, this and that. I made my own course. I had like a PDF of like 15, 20 pages on it. I started making my own videos. But really, my knowledge is like comes from the one-on-ones. All my videos are just the basics of Forex, a little bit of finesse here and there, but for the most part, it's the basics. Where we learn is the one-on-ones, and I'm actually teaching the student there firsthand. You know what I mean? Mistakes, good trades, bad trades, good habits, bad habits, this and that. Um, and that's I've been teaching people how to trade for now a year now, and it's been really good. You know what I mean? I can't lie. I just had a student make 4K 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So it works. You know what I mean? What I teach works. And like I say, price action is the best teacher, because it's right there in front of you. It's not like I'm hiding anything. It's just about everybody has the same information out there. We just analyze it better. That's what I really think it is.
Mm.
And we have a different approach to it. And we make the best of it.
Okay. What I wanted to, you had mentioned something, um,
Yeah.
about when it came to your trading, and it sparked something to me. Um, kind of forgot, but like I'll remember it later. But
Yeah,
one thing that I will say that I thought that was interesting, how you said that your mentor was like, he was like, go for it, and that's a good mentor.
yeah,
Like he didn't feel threatened, and that's
right.
that's that's good, because that's, I think that's the goal. You don't want to feel like always be on top. You want to get other people to your level, and that's important.
Yeah,
You know,
very important.
you know.
And
Yeah, so
yeah,
it wasn't like he was like intimidated or anything like that. Like he encouraged your growth.
yeah, he did. He did. And that was one of the biggest things that he could have done at that point in time because my energy was so high. It was just like man, like I'm really, really, really good at trading. And all he did was encourage it, So that was real, you know.
I just remember, like, okay, like you're talking about you being like a teacher now, like you're a forex educator, you
Yeah,
know. Uh I personally, from what I observed, not just in forex,
yeah,
but like, okay, like educators who, like, whether they're educating in stocks, whether they're educating in like trading stocks or like trading options, you got to get their course before they share any content. And it's just like, how will a person be able to truly trust you if they don't know what you can do? And next you know, they buy the content, and it's just like, well, this is it. Like, oh, like I can get this like basic information.
right.
Like how would you go about like sharing content so that they trust you in
Yeah.
order to come to your program?
Well, for me, I have a lot of information on my Instagram. Past results, I think, is a big deal. Verified accounts, live accounts is another big deal. Being very open with the student or whoever I'm dealing with at the time. Whatever they want to know, I'm an open book. If they want to see real results, they're there. If they want to see the losses, they're there. I'm not lying to anybody about it. I'm not making 100 grand a month or anything like that, but I am very profitable. That's all I can say. My system works. The way that we go about the charts, the way that we go about trading. We don't trade every single day. Um, but it's a real approach to trading. It's a professional approach to trading. We're not more so on the lower time frames, in and out, in and out. It's more so a daily perspective. Um, Scaled in with like an intraday. So, like I say, just asking for verified accounts and me showing them that, me being very transparent and upfront with them will give them the answer that they're looking for. I've had students do that to me. If they asked about for my results, I showed them to them. They asked for other things, I showed them, and they're like, okay, well, I just wanted to know if you're really doing what you were doing. And it's just like I say on my Instagram, everything that I talk about on my Instagram, I'm doing. You know what I mean? It's just continuous effort, over and over and over again, and staying consistent. I think that's what people want to see is that consistency, and that's what I bring to the table. You know what I mean? And I think that'll give people the confidence to, approach and say, I can actually trust this person because they're consistent with it, and they've been doing it for a while. So
Okay, I see. So what what have you learned about yourself in your trading journal? Like, what are some things that you feel like you've learned about yourself in your trading journal?
um, number one would be not giving up.
Mm,
I've always had that within
persistence.
me, yeah, but trading kind of amplified that, because now at the beginning I was losing money too. So it's hard losing money and trying to learn something at the same time is very demotivating,
Okay.
So you got to be able to look ahead to the future to what you could be. And it's just like, it's crazy that you asked that question because when I first started out trading, I never thought I would be as good as I am now that quickly,
Okay.
that quickly, because in a short span of, a year and a half, I'm so far ahead of the pack, as far as um, just trading, what do you call it? Being just a trader, period. You know what I mean? Just crossing out all the boxes, because it feels weird because now I don't have as many boxes to check off because I've done them all. You know what I mean? I know 90% it is to know about Forex. I'm very I'm very surprised on the charts. I'm not caught off guard, as I should say, as much as I used to be, because I'm a lot more prepared now. I know what to look for. I know how to keep my emotions in check. I know how to stick to a plan. I have my own trading routine. So it's really like it becomes a way of life when you really dive deep into it, how I am, because I want to create a life around it. And many people, they have the same dreams and stuff like that, but it's all about how consistent can you stay? And it goes back to what I was saying in the beginning, is how bad do you want it? I put everything into this. I made my own company. I go very, very hard with my students. It's a very real approach to the game. I'm not in it for the short term. I don't care about making $20 a week or whatever. It's all about the long term. Where do I see myself in 2 years? Where do I see myself next year? And it's head and shoulders above the pack.
Okay, that's cool. Is there any difference from like demo and live?
Uh, I would say it's a huge difference between demo and live. Demo accounts they're very good for understanding the type of money that you could possibly be making if you keep it realistic. The demo accounts, they give you like a few options: 3,000 to start with, 5,000, or you can go as high as 100,000. I tell all my students start with 3,000. That's realistic, and you want to pretty much, I guess you can say, gauge the amount of money that you could be making in the market on your demo account. Now, you can have a little bit of fun with the demo accounts and, raise the stakes up, choose higher lots, things like that. But you really want to be realistic, because when you go to a live account, if you were trading realistic on your demo account, it's not going to be as hard for you to go live. It won't be as hard for you to take a loss because you've already taken a loss on demo and it was realistic, rather than trading $100,000 account on a demo. You go to your live account, you only got 1,000. You could blow that account within 1 week. So again, about like the trade longevity, trade management, is so many different levels within trading. You just can't open up a laptop and start to trade. Forex is really a developmental type of game, and you really need to develop every single aspect of the game, to really be tip top and to really be, along the 2%ers that there are within Forex trading that actually make money, because 98% of Forex traders lose money. So it's about cracking that code and being consistent with it, because I think it's even harder to stay consistent than it is to get consistent, especially in Forex.
Okay. So what exactly would you say is the difference between like the demo and live?
The emotions.
Ah, okay. So if it wasn't for the emotions, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah, you can say that, but the emotions overpower everything.
Yeah. So like, but people fail to see how big those emotions are.
Right, exactly. They don't understand until they take that loss. You know what I mean? That $500 loss, that $1,000 loss on a real account, and it's like your mind goes one of two ways. It's like the flight or flight instance. It's like, okay, should I stay and fight the market, or do I stay sane and just leave? And most people take the latter. Because it's just like, why would I sit here and lose money continuously? And it raises the same question. It's like, well, why would you want to trade, or why would you want to trade real money if you don't know how to trade? And many people cannot get past this because they think they could make money out of the market by doing what they want to do and not following the market, you know. And that's where a lot of traders lose, is that emotion. That emotion gets a hold of them, and it's a wrap from there. So that's why it's so important to keep your emotions in check, keep your risk management in check, because if your risk management is in check, 9 times out of 10, your emotions will be in check as well, or you would do a better job at managing your emotions when your risk management is in play.
So like, would you say that, because I like, there's something that you said and I thought that was interesting. The emotion. So like, would you say if you treated your demo like a real account,
Yeah.
would that make a difference in live?
I said it makes a huge difference. I started this training with my students where it's called demo mirroring. Okay. And you pretty much replace the same traits on demo as you will with live. And as I said in the beginning, it makes it a lot easier to go live. It makes it a lot easier to take that loss in the beginning, rather than it being a complete shock because you never traded it like that before.
Mm.
So we use demo accounts to our advantage. We still use demo accounts, some of the students in the group. And it's only to help you, you can't look at it as something that's just like fake or something like that. If you think about it in the right way and use it properly, it can be very, very beneficial to a lot of people, and I think a lot of people don't think about it like that. They just think about it as fake money or this and that. I'm gonna blow the account up or this and that. But if you really take a real approach to it, it can be very beneficial to you.
Because like from what I'm seeing and what I observed, some of the really good traders actually like spent a lot of time in demo.
They could, it just depends on a trader, I think.
Yeah, yeah. From someone talking to some people, they were like some of them said they spent time like okay, they started live first and
Mhm.
they were trash. You
Right.
know, they didn't have any trading plan. They
Yeah.
didn't like have any risk management. But then they like, I remember one story. It's like, the person just took a break. Okay, I'm taking 9 months. I'm just gonna be on the demo.
Yeah.
Because they were taking so many losses. But because of that, they had their experience on that demo and they treated it like real money and grew it and was like, what's it called? The excitement of winning wasn't the same you
Right.
know so like that emotion, like they treated that demo like a live account. It made a huge difference. But like what you said, there are some people who get in early and live and like they start killing it too, so I don't know.
Yeah. Like I say, it depends on a trader, the amount of emotions that you can handle on yourself, because like I say, every trader is different. Somebody may not feel the same if they lose the same $100. Some person may be mad. The other person may say, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah,
I think it depends on a person, but like I say, remaining objective to it and having your own trading plan, having your own trading goals is one of the biggest things as well.
definitely, I like what you said. And then I think about it like when you said that, I literally thought about like, okay, like sports, like okay, you're on a basketball team. And like, okay, if you're in a game, even though you're super athletic or whatever, and you go for that like windmill dunk that you've never done in practice, like coach is taking you out.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah, but if you like have been doing it in practice, coach is gonna be okay.
Right, yeah. Even if you miss it, he's gonna encourage that, good try, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, and that's kind of the same thing with live trading is like when you put that certain lot size on and you practice that lot size, it's just like practice, it's not gonna phase you as much,
yeah.
and that's like the whole point, is keeping those emotions under check.
That's true. That's definitely true. I like what you were talking about with the demo and the live.
Yeah.
Um, what was the biggest loss you took, and how did you react to it?
Biggest loss I took was actually last month in August. $1,500. Okay. Reacting to it, it was a bit damaging, I'd say,
Mm-hmm.
because I'd never taken a loss that big at one point in time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was more frustrating because the whole month of August I was losing, and I could not figure out why. And it's just, like I say, at the end, I kind of like reframed and like reviewed everything that I was doing. And I noticed I had gotten away from what got me to the place that I was at. And I stopped looking at the daily time frame. I stopped looking at the 4 hour, and I was so much into the 1 hour M15 M30. I've never been involved in the lower time frames within a span of 2 weeks than I have within my whole career. When I tell you that's all I was looking at is the lower time frames, and like I say, I wasn't used to that. But the way the market conditions were so choppy. It's like I kind of had to jump to the lower time frames to to get some trades,
Mm-hmm.
but not remembering like what got me there, and it's just like all that stuff was noise. And then I had certain students, in my inbox like, hey, let's trade some more, you know what I mean? And that kind of deterred my focus as well. And it was just a circle of just, I don't even know, man, just horrible trades. Like I've never traded that bad my whole career. Within that 2 to 3 week span, I didn't know what was going on. But like I say, I had to get back to what got me there, and that's like swing trading. I'm a swing trader through and through.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is. It's just um I was trying to push the needle, with my students, because they were asking me, where the trades at, but they wasn't used to the swing trades, as much. They're still in that lower time frame mindset. Whereas me, I could let 2 to 3 days go by without placing a single trade until my opportunity comes about. But during, like I say, the way the market conditions were, I kind of got away from that a little bit because I was impatient.
Okay, so like, can you explain like what the difference between like day trading and swing trading is?
So day trading is more so the lower time frames, M15, M30. You're generally in trades for a couple hours a day and you're done. Swing trading, you could be holding trades for a couple days to a week, 2 weeks sometimes. My longest trade I held was 3 months. So you make a lot more money when you swing trade because there's a lot more volume into the market, whereas if you're holding a trade for a couple hours and you close it, I want to milk the market for every single pip that it has. And like I say in the beginning, there's pullbacks to that. So, you could be up 1,000 one day and then your account could go to 700 for 2 days and then back up to 1,300, 1,400. I've experienced that. But mean people with their emotions, when they see that when they're losing money, they cut the trade instantly. They don't understand the market moves in cycles. They don't understand the market's going to come back into their intended direction, but they just want the money right now. So they snatch it and go. And then they look at the charts a day later. Wow, I could have made $1,500 instead of 700 if I'd have just held on. If I'd have been in control of my emotions. If I'd have stayed disciplined. So, like I say, those emotions take over. And money's involved, especially. So separating those two is a really big thing.
You know what's interesting? I have noticed between like when it comes to forex and stocks, because like you
Yeah,
can essentially like you can there's other different asset classes like other commodities like oil, like corn, like different futures markets, different
yeah,
things you can trade. But like I wanted to because you said something and I just thought about that. Like, well, people don't like if you really think about it, you're trading the currency market. Forex is currencies.
right,
So the dollar is always going to be a dollar.
right.
So when you see a stock, say Apple, one day was $25 a share.
Yeah,
Now it goes up to like $200 a share.
yeah,
You see how the market is different. So when you say it pulls back, it pulls up, you
yeah,
understand that the currency, it's all about stability. It's like it pulls back, pulls up, pulls
yeah,
back, rallies up, and so you're playing that a different game compared to
right,
rather the stock market
right.
in trading.
Exactly. Yeah,
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 you said something and it had me think about that. Like no matter what, €1 is €1. $1 is $1. It may have its ups, but it's gonna go down. You understand, like okay, that the banks control the money. And what are the banks trying to do? Create price stability.
right.
If it's too high, what are the banks going to try to do? Push it down.
Yeah,
If it's too low, what is the banks going to do? Push it up.
right.
And that's where the money comes off of that, where it's like off the volatility from the banks trying to create the stability.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I thought that was interesting when you were talking about like, oh, it pulls back. Like you understand, okay, it's a currency. You understand how it moves.
Right. There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah. Huge.
yeah. I thought that was pretty like what W said, because like a lot of people, they might be like, I'm trying to get this big move where
Yeah.
it's just gonna just keep going up, and they don't realize like how like the banks control the money or like are trying to drive the prices.
Right. Exactly. To certain levels, you know.
Yeah, and then when you're understanding how the banks are doing that, then you can play the game.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah,
You can play the game. Yeah.
yeah. So what I was wondering, because like I know you said August, but this August was like one of your worst months, which I thought was pretty like awesome that like you were able to share that, you know. Um,
Yeah.
like have you had like lots of losing months? Like share that.
Yeah. So honestly, like this whole year, I've been in the positive. August was the first month that I had hit that brick wall.
Mm,
I had got really good over like quarantine. So like March, April, May during that time because we were off of work. So I had so much time to put into the charts. My trading had actually went to another level, within the span of a couple months. And like I say, this when I was actually taking on investors. People were, trusting me with a lot of money. You know what I mean? I had an $8,000 account. I had a $5,000 account. So it was a lot of money that I was juggling at the time, and I was doing really well, And like I say, August comes, and it was just like I felt I wasn't getting my same results that I was used to, so I was forcing it a little bit, you know. And it had came to a point to where it was just like, okay, you know what? I'm forcing it because I want to make money for these other people, right? And I had totally lost track of my normal routine, because when I was focusing on myself, I didn't have to worry about left and right or this person or that person, or because they kept hitting me up, hey, how's the account doing, this and that, as they're supposed to. But that was a new experience for me, taking on investors, worrying about somebody else's money, you know. So it kind of put me in a certain mindset to where it was like, okay, I was trying to make them happy by making them money, but at the same time, I was losing myself in the process
yeah.
because I wasn't following my own process. I was forcing trades because I wanted to make them money quick because they had to do something in their life that they needed the money for at the time, or it could just be something different. So they didn't see their money moving on their account as much. So it was just a whole bunch of stuff, and it just I came to a point where it's like, okay, you know what? I don't even need to do this. I don't need to invest y'all money for y'all. You know, let me bring it back center. Let me bring it back home to where it really got me to where I am today, and that's focusing on myself. You know, and that was a great experience to go through. Was trading money for people. Certain people I gave their money back because the results were so bad. I'm not even gonna lie. So I gave them certain people their money back, which I normally never do. But it was just that, like I say, the results. I wasn't trading that well during that month. It was horrible. So
It's all right. August was a bad month.
yeah, so I learned from it. But I got back up, and that's another thing is when people lose a lot of money, they don't want to get back up. They
That's
don't want
right.
to go back on the charts. They're very demotivated and stuff like that. So it's about how far can you really see in this game, because it's really you versus your account. It's not you versus the guy across the street. It's not you versus Q Banks. It's not you versus Sean Lee. It's you versus you. And the sooner you learn that, the sooner you'll be off social media trying to prove yourself to people, because that's not what it's about. It's really just about you, your knowledge, your skill, and consistency. How can you apply this week after week, month after month, not day after day after day. It's really not about the days, it's about the weeks, it's about the months. How profitable can you be for a long period of time? That's what people want to see.
Mm, I see. So, um, no, that's definitely true. Like how profitable you'll be. Um, so like just curious, like is it like a percentage goal of return that you're trying to get like monthly?
Not more so percentage, but like a dollar amount. You know, like I have
Okay.
a soft target, you know, how much I want to make per month. And like I say, I was doing really well. I was just peaking at it, you know, during coronavirus, and you know, trading just kind of went the other way. You know, I kind of, like I said, I took my eyes off the prize. I took my eyes off what got me there,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just kind of doing things in a different way that didn't produce the best results. So,
So, like, what do you think from your experience when now you have people investing in you to trade for them? Like, when you like, what will you do different the next time?
um, the next time I'll do it, I'll be full time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because right now I still have a 9 to 5. So when I'm full time, I have a lot more time to sort the accounts out. You know, I have plans for that as well. You know, certain days I'll trade just my account. Other days I'll trade, you know, my investors' accounts. It's just, you know, different strategies that I have that I'm gonna change up to the point to where they can still get the best of both worlds. You know, because I don't have as much pressure on me to deliver. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and I have an open mind, open space to do as I please. You know, and yeah.
Okay, so okay, I'm just curious, like, because you know they kept asking you things. Have you ever thought about, okay, if you invest for someone, you put them on like a contract,
Yeah,
and like, okay, like, and then you can have like these like contingencies or
right.
like things where so that you don't aren't pressured, and then they also are protected too,
Yeah.
you know, where they're not asking you all the time.
Yeah. So we had that contract contingency, but still people like they don't hold up like the deal, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay, yeah.
So yeah, the deal is in play, but they want their account to move and they're not satisfied with how slow it's moving. Because like I say, sometimes I may wait 2 to 3 days to place a trade, but they're looking on their account and it's like they don't see no activity for 3 days. So they're like, okay, what's the issue? And then you know, I start to force trace the next week, and it's just like, you know what, this is not where it's at. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm gonna be able to do this, you're gonna have to like back off a little bit. And I don't like telling the investors that, but you know, sometimes you may have to do that. You know, because they want their money quick, and it's just like I don't perform that way. You know, the way that I performed, that's how I got your money in the first place. But now you're making me do something different because you want instant results from me.
Yes, bro. So like, have you talked to other people who are like managing other people's monies and their experience?
Yeah. Uh, they really what all I got is it's a job. It's another job, and that's kind of what I felt like too. That's why I stopped because it's like I'm dealing with too much. You know what I mean? It's too many variables on the table at the time. I'm not being as efficient as I can be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's why I say once I'm full time, I'll open that slot back up to do that. But right now, I just, you know, there's too much to focus on. You know, I need to focus on myself to produce those results again, those same results that I know I can produce before I go ahead and take on investors. So it's more so me proving to myself again, and then me proving to the public. Whereas first it was just proving to the public.
Okay. All right, and then I was gonna ask you if you were full time, but you've already answered that. Like, you're not full time, but you are planning to be full time. So like, what's your goal in becoming full time? What's your plan? If you mind sharing it.
Yeah. So the goal is, like I say, I already know I'm a good trader, but the goal is to get to a point to where I can really rely on trading as a living. You know, I can really trade for a living. Just more results, you know what I mean, and to save a little bit more money to go full time. But also doing a program called FTMO. Not sure if many people know about that, but they actually sponsor you and they give you trading capital if you pass the few challenges that they have, which is a really great program for traders that don't have a lot of funding, you know. So they can help a lot. You know, we've seen traders, you know, get $30,000 profits in 1 month, 15,000, 10,000. So
Really?
the numbers are high, the opportunity is there. So I use that to my advantage. I really want to do well with that. I've had a few challenges with that. I failed on a couple. My experience and just other life things as well. So I'm actually starting up another one here pretty soon. But it's all about, can you trust yourself with the money?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I know I can trust myself with the money, and it's just within my experience, I know the results that I can produce. So I really believe in that, to go full time. I'm gonna put, my time and effort into that, build a solid plan, and actually see that come into fruition, you know, with certain things that I'm doing.
So like, how'd you hear about this platform?
One of my students actually brought it to my attention, and he's like, "Bro, I think this would be a good program for you because you really know how to trade." And I was like, "Okay, like I'll check it out." So I checked it out, read through the website, watched a few videos on it, and I said, "Yeah, this is a no-brainer." Um, but I haven't successfully passed the challenge yet, so still working on that. But I'll pass that pretty soon here. But like, it's just a really great opportunity for people that forex traders that are looking for like funding. You know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
if I get that, that can really jumpstart everything. If I get a 10K withdrawal, 15K withdrawal, even a 5K withdrawal is still good. Because again, I'm in it for longevity. So that's gonna carry me across. Wherever I go. That'll be a good cushion to have alongside my live account. And plus it's like professional trading, so I'll have that stamp on me as well.
I see. Um, so there's something that you said. Okay, do you know anyone who's currently in the program who's passed?
I don't know them like formally, but I had talking to a few people that have passed
Mm-hmm.
and that have got money from them, and it's a real deal. And I've learned a few things from them as well. I've gotten really close to passing the challenges both times. It's just that I don't use that high of a lot size, and I don't trade as high as a volume as some of the people that have passed, because that's another thing when you're looking at other people's results, is like I can mimic that, but you really can't, because every trader is, once again, their own trader.
Yeah.
Everybody sees the market differently, but you can still learn from the trader. you know it's just that, like I say, I wasn't risking as much, so I came up just shy of the target goal. you know so I just restarted again and refined my process.
No, it's definitely true. You can't, like, if say whether it's football, you can't make a, like American football, you can't make a kicker or a punter a kicker or a punter if they haven't practiced kicking, you
Right.
know. Or soccer, you can't make a person a striker if they've never been like a striker, you
Right.
know. Or like basketball, you can't make a person hit mid-range shots if they've never practiced mid-range shots. They could
Right.
just be only good at three-point shots.
Exactly.
So it's just like, that's why I said with like the demo, yeah, like we're talking about, like you can like start practicing in certain weaknesses and just practicing on that or whatever. But then I know you were talking about something. I'm just curious, like back testing. Could you like share your experience with back testing?
So my experience with back testing, that's where I got as good as I am today. I did back testing with a passion all last summer. I didn't go out. I didn't even have a TV in my house. I was literally just hands to the pump, man, just studying and studying and studying. I had on TradingView what's called the bar replay. And if you like purchase, I think it's like $15 a month is worth it. But I would do that every single day. I would just review and replay the day's price action. And me doing that for so long, month after month, week after week, I developed my swing trading pattern, you know. And within that, it was just, okay, more refining. Okay, at this certain level, what candlesticks am I seeing? Where's the market potentially going on a higher time frame, on a daily time frame? I would back test from the daily all the way down to the M15, to really see the market movements, to really see the candlesticks, to really just get an overall viewpoint of the market, and not put my opinion on it, but to just react to it. And I think that was a big thing because I see my results changing as I started back testing more and more and more. I started getting even sharper and sharper and sharper each week, that I was back testing. And it just came into fruition. And it's just everything I'm doing now is everything I said I thought I would do back in the day. And it's just crazy to see it all come back full circle and to just be so close to going full time, a few months away. Is just like you can do whatever you put your mind to, if you don't give up. Like I was talking about in the beginning, a lot of people give up during Forex because they take that big loss. But again, it's just like, what's your why? Why are you even doing this stuff? You know what I mean? How far can you see within this? Are you winning just for a couple dollars a week? Are you winning to build a team? Are you winning to build a company? What are you really trading for? And I'm in it for the long haul. And that's why I keep getting back up, man, because it's not gonna take that long for me to be where I want to be because I've been doing it for so long, and my results show that. So it's not gonna take that much longer for me to get to where I want to be. I just got to be a little bit more consistent, a little bit more disciplined, and I'm there. So I 100% believe in myself. I know I can do it. FTMO, that's just another helper. But as far as a personal account, all the work is there. It's just remaining consistent. You're gonna have those down weeks, sometimes those down months. Like I said, I wasn't really used to it, but it did happen, and I did, lose track a little bit. That's the good thing about being your own trader. You can get back up, understand where you lost, understand where you made your mistakes, come back, correct those mistakes, and then you move forward. More confidence.
Okay, so like there's something that I was wondering about. So like what's your because like you said one thing I thought that's cool. So your plan is to be full-time trader in a
Mm-hmm.
few months.
Yeah.
Okay. And from what it sounds like, you said you want to make sure you have the right savings, everything in a few months. So you have a plan and everything.
Yeah.
It's not like, okay, hey, I'm just trying to get rich or anything like, no, you actually have a plan. You already know, hey,
Yeah.
this will cover my bills. This will
Right.
cover this. This will
Yep.
cover that. And even if I'm still full time, you will probably might have like a little side thing to like just help with little things, right?
Yeah. I may think about getting a side job or just like a part-time job. Work there a couple times a week.
Yeah.
Um,
Till
that's not
the
a bad
business
idea.
grows even
Right.
more and
Exactly.
more. Where it's like,
Exactly.
okay, 2 days of trading is covering the rent, and then another 2 days is covering growth in your account, and then another 2 or 3 days is covering splurge if you want to, whatever. But the whole
Yeah.
point is, I get what you're saying. Like a lot of people don't understand that. Like, okay, like you may have something, but they
Yeah.
don't know all these expenses that you have to take care of, or all these
Yeah.
responsibilities you have.
Right.
Because and then they don't know, okay, there's different taxes that come with trading that
Right.
is deducted. So people start thinking like, oh, like it's like you're not making money. No, that's not the case. Like you could be making money, but it's like, okay, you want to make money super comfortably.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Right. Exactly.
was am I saying it right?
Yeah. 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 That's right. And a lot of people, again, within the trading industry, they don't want to be stuck with the stigma where it's like, oh, you trade, but you still have a 9 to 5. You're not a real trader. And it's like it's not about that, man. Like,
Oh, that's definitely not true.
it's really about how you see it. It's about making real money. You know what I mean, in real life, and what works with your situation. And everybody's situation is different. You know, so I just think it's about how you go about it. Like again, how far do you see yourself? I don't feel bad saying that I'm not full time yet, but I'm very close. You
Yeah.
know, and it goes from like working full time and then part time on my passion to where now I'm full time on my passion, part time working. You know,
Yeah.
but a lot of people don't see it like that. They're like, oh, you can't be a trader unless you're full time or this and that, and it's just like, don't be listening to all those naysayers or the way people describe trading because It's really a one-on-one sport. You versus your account. You know, who
No,
cares if
that's
it's
definitely true. But no, there's definitely there. Here's the thing, though. I know there's a lot of people who are actually like making good money off trading, but they don't want to quit their 9 to 5.
right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
like it's like I don't think you have to quit your 9 to 5, but if you want to, you want to. That's fine,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, but like there are people who are killing it, and yeah, I'm not trying to leave my 9 to 5. I like it. I'm
Right.
making
There you
more
go.
money.
Yeah, you make more money. You know, you use that to your advantage. You know, you can pad your account a little bit more. You know what I mean? But certain people have plans. You know, just because they're doing that now, that doesn't mean that they're going to be doing that for forever. You
No,
know,
it's definitely true. And then is there anything that you want to suggest to other people before you close? Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna close. There is something that I want to ask you. Cause
yeah,
you talked about the FTMO. Like, so like what exactly is your goal this coming year once
yeah,
you finish passing the FTMO? Because I'm sure you will.
yeah. That's a great question. Yeah, thanks for believing in me. And that goal is really to take me over the top because if I could generate an extra 10K to 20K a month just from that, that can open up a lot more freedom for me, you know, whether it's open up different businesses in different states, helping my traders, funding my traders, helping them to get funded. So it can open up a whole new avenue, you know, like I said, and then I'll be connected to real professional traders. So then I can get more knowledge for myself, building myself up as a trader and using that to my advantage, you know, to continue on and make different connections with throughout the world, you know, because that's what it's all about.
Hmm.
And like I say, how far do you really see yourself going in this? You know, I see myself going really far. If these guys can have a prop firm, then I want the same thing. It may not come within another 5, 10 years, but hey, who's to say that I can't do it? You know, plus I got the
Nice.
people around me to help me figure it out, you know, so
Yeah.
using it to your advantage. And sometimes traders, we're like in our own shell, in our own cocoon, and we don't want to seek help. You know what I mean? Sometimes help can be seen as weak in the industry, but
Hmm.
like I say, it's all about you versus your account. Um, you know, don't worry about what people say. Just continue on. Just focus on trading. And like I say, the FTMO is really just gonna be a helper, you know, stepping stone to the rest of my career. You know, that would be the first step to actually being a professional trader. So
Awesome. Before I close, did you want to like give any like advice to any new trader or anyone aspiring to trade or anyone actually like anyone in it?
I would say trading is probably the best thing I've come across in my entire life. I'm not even joking.
You said say that again.
Trading is probably the best thing I've come across in my entire life.
Oh wow, okay.
Just based off the benefits that it comes with, the lifestyle that it brings, the financial support that you can have in the long term, though, not like right now, not in the short term. But
Mhm.
if you really look at Forex in the long term game, there's people that really make a living out of it. And there's nothing that pays you out as much as this can every single day, every single week, every single month consistently. Um, it's a very different approach, you know, to other things. Like if you have a normal 9 to 5, you're on a certain strict schedule. When you're a full-time trader, you have a lot of options. And I think people love options, and they don't have to just trade 100%. They can do other things, open up other businesses. You know, like I say, go and create other things throughout the world, meet up with people. So I would say if you're in it, stay with it. It's hard. Everybody learns differently. Everybody's journey is very different. No matter if it's your best friend that's right on the side of you, you guys are learning at the same time. It's gonna be different for the both of you. So I would suggest having your own goals, having your own dreams, really being able to look out and see how far you can take this. But all it takes is dedication and consistency every single day. Or what I tell people is sometimes you don't even have to study for that long. Just look at it 30 minutes a day, you know, an hour a day. It's not that much to ask, but people ask for the most. They want $1 million, but they don't put the work ethic in to make that.
Mm.
You know, like I say all the time, like I'm up at like 5 in the morning prepping for the market. If you don't have that kind of dedication, not saying you have to wake up at 5 in the morning, but if you don't have that type of dedication to what you're trying to build, it probably won't pan out the way that you think it will, because you're not putting as much effort in. You know, Forex is one of those things where you put in what you get out.
Mm-hmm.
You get out what you put in, rather. And you really have to put it in. Like I say, Forex is all personal growth. You know, no matter how you look at it, you know, it's a like a man on an island type of deal. You really gotta focus on yourself. You really gotta pick yourself back up when you have those losing days, losing months, and it's not for everybody. Like you have to be a self starter, and you have to be like very confident, and you have to believe in yourself at the end of the day, because sometimes you're gonna have those down months, those down weeks, and it's like, what are you gonna look to bring you back up? I looked to this past summer where I was just traveling like crazy from Forex profits. You know what I mean? This is my first time actually being able to do that. So living out those fruits of the labor, it felt really good. And, you know, when I was in that down period, I was like, well, I've produced good results before, so I know I can do it again. You know, this is just a down period. Everybody goes through it. So me to just pick myself back up and continue on was a big deal.
Okay. And you don't mind sharing your like IG tag
Yeah.
and
Um,
website?
yeah. So the website is www.precisioncapitalgroup, but group is spelled grp.com. So it's www.precisioncapitalgrp.com. And on Instagram, my tag is Ray2Official, and it's underscore Ray, the number 2, and then official.
Okay. Dope, man.
Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks for coming on, man. I look forward to having you again. And I look forward to your success with FTMO. And thanks for all the knowledge and your experience and the wisdom that you shared today.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate you having me on, bro. It's definitely exciting. I would like to have it again, you
Oh
know,
yeah, for sure.
whenever you want. So thank you for having me on, man. It was a great experience.
Yeah, absolutely, man. This is just the first of many for you, man.
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely. Next time I'll be on, I'll be a funded professional trader by FTMO, you know.
yeah.
So let's
I'm
put that
excited.
out there in the energy.
Yeah, yeah. So, all right, man. Peace.
All right, bro. I'll see you later, man. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
All right.